fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and then they got go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the morning spread right here on the Betting News Network. Episode, I forgot to write it down. 48. Episode 48. There we have it. 48th episode of the morning spread right here on the BNN. Appreciate you guys being here as always, starting your morning right here with myself, Nate Hornung, better known as Shaggy_Bets. I got producer Alex helping me out in the shadows as always, and we got a big show planned for you guys today. The only morning/afternoon show here on the network. You're stuck with me for the next 59 minutes or so, but come on back. This afternoon, we got two shows this afternoon for you, starting at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. We're going to have Afternoon Bet Espresso with SPJ, Vsauce, myself, and Alex on the ones and twos as well, talking all things, all sports for this Tuesday. And following that, SPJ and Gretzky Betskis are going to be live for Puckett, talking all things NHL playoffs, which we've only got one game on the ice tonight, two on the NBA. So we still got some games to work with. Plenty of content for you today right here on the BNN. As always, appreciate you guys being here. What are we going to get into today? As always, we're going to recap last night. We're going to talk about what happened on the hardwood, on the ice. We're going to get into today's plays within the NBA and the NHL as well. I do have a baseball pick out there. I did some baseball scribbling this morning. You can go check it out at bettingnews.com. Probably not going to get to it today on this show because I do need things to talk about later on Afternoon Bet Espresso. But if you're into that baseball thing, there's the scribbles for you today. I'll be selling that pick later this afternoon. But you might want to tap in early because the line does seem to be moving just a little bit. And that's what we got. That's the schedule for the day. Everybody take a deep breath. Big sip of coffee. I need the coffee. I was up in the middle of the night last night with my pussycat that is a dog apparently. Freddie, big hater of the storms. We got some storms last night in KC. He was not a happy camper, but we were on the couch from midnight to 2:30 probably, watching some TV, settling the man down. He finally went back to sleep because it's no big deal, right, Freddie? It's no big deal, brother. Just a little thunder. Just a little thunder. Freddie's weird too, because we will take him on walks before or after a storm, and he is totally fine with the thunder if he's outside. All right, we're on a walk prior to a storm. Totally fine. Big old ball of thunder. No reaction whatsoever from Freddie if we're outside. The moment we are in the house, apparently the man thinks the house is coming down. Every little ball of thunder that he hears. Freaks out, won't settle down, wants to run all over the house. Can't settle down. He doesn't want to be on the couch in the living room. Doesn't want to be up here in my office. He wants to go into the guest bedroom for whatever reason, but does not just want to settle down and go to sleep like a good boy. So, running on a little less hours of sleep today. That's A-okay. Because he's just the cutest little thing over there. Aren't you, Freddie? Aren't you? Being a little weirdo. He got some airtime yesterday. If you were watching Bet Espresso with us, Freddie actually got on screen because Buddy was just standing in the corner of my office, staring at the wall, staring at the corner of the wall. Really weird behavior. Not gonna lie, that was prior to the storm, so maybe he could sense something was happening. I don't know, but he did come cuddle up with me later in the show. So Freddie, you got your airtime. Maybe he'll do that again later this afternoon. We'll see. Freddie does not like the thunder, but maybe that is an omen to be hammering OKC minus the 15.5 tonight against the Lakers. Before we get into that, let's talk about what happened last night. starting on the ice, where we had two Stanley Cup playoff games last night. One of them in Raleigh as the Carolina Hurricanes took on the Philadelphia Flyers. The other out in Sin City with the Vegas Golden Knights starting their series against the Anaheim Ducks. Philadelphia jumped out to a fairly quick 2-goal lead. Less than 5 minutes into the game, the Flyers were up 2-0 in the first period against the Carolina Hurricanes, but didn't matter. The hosts could have rolled over and died. They absolutely did not. Found a power play goal by the end of the first period to cut that lead to 1. We had a scoreless second, and then eventually 11 minutes into the third period, Seth Jarvis tied things up at 2 goals apiece, successfully forcing overtime for the Carolina Hurricanes, and Taylor Hall was the savior. 19 minutes into the overtime period, Taylor Hall found the back of the net for the Carolina Hurricanes, who now lead the Flyers 2-0 in this series. The Canes take both games in Raleigh. Now they head to Philadelphia, up 2 games on the Flyers. Game 3 of that series, not until Thursday evening, again in Philadelphia. The other game on the ice, we had the Vegas Golden Knights beginning their series against the Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks coming off a big playoff series win against the Edmonton Oilers, 2-time Stanley Cup runner-ups. The Edmonton Oilers Ducks took them down, but they could not quack in Sin City. Vegas successfully beating the Ducks. We had a scoreless first period. Vegas found the first goal of the game early in the second, led 1-0 after 2 periods. The Ducks actually tied things up after 14 minutes of scoreless hockey. In the third period, the Ducks finally found a goal to tie things up at 1, and that didn't last long. About 60 seconds later, Vegas took the lead once again. Ivan Barbashev found the back of the net to give the Knights a go-ahead goal, and then Mitch Marner got an empty netter with 6 seconds left in the game to seal the 3-1 victory. Puck line would have came through had we bet it. Thankfully, the Canes got the job done, so we didn't have to. But Vegas winning 3-1, covering the puck line, winning game 1 of that series. They now lead the Ducks 1-0. Game 2 on Wednesday in Sin City. All right, that's what happened on the ice. What happened on the hardwood? We had 2 NBA games last night, game 1 of both series. First one in the Garden, Madison Square Garden. New York took it to Philly, beat them by nearly 40 points, led by 7 after the first, led by 22 points at halftime, never looked back in the second half. It was all Knicks. Jalen Brunson led all scorers with 35 points. The Knicks shot 63% from the field, over 50% from beyond the arc. That's just tough to defend. All right, if your opponent is knocking out shots at that sort of clip, bad things are going to happen. It's going to be very tough for you to win that game. Philly on the losing end of that game last night. They shot 41% from the field, just 37% from beyond the arc. Not terrible, at least from deep. 37% from beyond the arc. That's decent. You'd like 41% to be closer to at least 50 from the field. But yeah, Sixers were bad. Did not show up. And, we talked about it on BetSpresso a little bit. They did have a very quick turnaround. Beating Boston rather on Saturday, having to turn around and face the Knicks on Monday in New York. A little bit of a tough turnaround for the Sixers. Couldn't get it done. We'll see if that changes in game 2. Other news on the hardwood, we did have the Minnesota Timberwolves went into San Antonio and upset the Spurs. Spurs were favored by anywhere from 13, got it all the way down to 9 with that Anthony Edwards news coming in late, but it didn't matter. T-Wolves with the outright victory. It was a close game all game long. Very, very competitive. Minnesota led by 1 at the end of the first. Things were tied up at halftime. San Antonio led by 3 going into the fourth quarter, and then Minnesota outscored them 35-30 in that final quarter to win by 2. Julius Randle dropped a double-double for the T-Wolves, 21 points, 10 boards. Dylan Harper, 18 points to lead the Spurs, but it simply was not enough. Game did stay did stay well under the 218 point total in that game. Only 206 total points scored. If you tailed SPJ on the under, congratulations, you got yourself a winner. But what about Victor Wembanyama? 11 points, 15 boards, 5 assists for the kid, 12 blocks. 12 blocks, a triple-double with blocks for Mr. Wembanyama, but 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. Played 40 minutes of the game, not enough to get the job done. Again, Dylan Harper led all San Antonio scorers, 18 points off the bench on 7 of 13 shooting, added 4 boards and 4 assists as well. But again, San Antonio couldn't get it done in game 1. Minnesota with the upset win on the road to go up 1-0 in this series. So that's what happened last night on the hardwood, on the ice, in the playoffs. Most fraudulent block count of all time. Hey, man, you still had 12. You still had 12. Maybe it was closer to, I don't know, 7 or 8. Who knows? All right, folks. Well, that is what happened in the playoff world last night. Got to touch on one thing that did happen in the EPL. Man City shit the bed. They got over their team total for Stifler. All right, congratulations, Stifler. I hope you're in here hearing me sing your praises. Man City team total over 2.5 for plus money. It came through. 90 plus 7th minute goal from Jeremy Doku to cover that team total for Stifler and to get the draw for Manchester City. But who was the real winner yesterday in that Everton and Man City game? I'll tell you, it was the Arsenal Gunners. Arsenal now leads Manchester City by 5 points with just 3 matches remaining in the EPL. Arsenal, a very easy remaining schedule in the EPL. Who do they have left? They have West Ham, they have Burnley, and they have Crystal Palace. Arsenal's already in a position where they control their own destiny, but against those 3 teams, it should be a cakewalk. Even if they continue to move forward in the Champions League, even if they do have a Champions League title in the back of their mind, it shouldn't matter because you're playing 3 of the worst teams in the EPL. You probably only need 4 points to secure the league title, I would say, out of those 3 games, and they're more than capable of earning 9 throughout those 3 matches. So Arsenal, the big winners yesterday with Man City drawing with Everton, extended that gap on the EPL table, now lead by 5 points with just 3 matches remaining. City does have an extra match to play. They do have 4 matches to go, but again, that gap just got a whole lot bigger. So don't think Man City is going to come back and take this title from Arsenal. I sure hope not with my plus 250 ticket on Arsenal to win the EPL, but we will see what happens. Arsenal, big game today against Atletico Madrid in the UCL, and that's just kind of a perfect segue into that matchup. So let's talk about today's UCL semifinals as Arsenal and Atletico Madrid go head-to-head at the Emirates Stadium. Now, 2 teams tied up on aggregate, 1-1. It's basically a 0-0 game. All right, there's no benefit for having more away goals. There's no benefit to anything else. You just need to win this game. All right, it's basically 0-0 on aggregate score. That's all that matters as Arsenal hosts Atletico Madrid today. In that 1-1 draw, both goals came from the penalty kick spot. All right, Victor Gyökeres, Julian Alvarez, they both converted when their team needed it from the spot, but neither team was able to score from the field. That wasn't the case when the 2 teams played earlier this year in the league phase portion of this competition. At the Emirates, Arsenal was at home. They won 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. They controlled 51% of possession. This was last week. Last week, Atletico did dominate the stat sheet. They controlled 51.5% of possession. They outshot Arsenal 18-11 overall, 4-2 on frame. They won the corner kick battle 6-1 as well. But all that matters was the final score, 1-1. Teams moved on to the game today, tied up on aggregate. Drip, you got it. You got it. We are going right back to all reliable here, folks. All reliable, Arsenal, and the under. Arsenal on the money line, under 4.5. I got minus 111. I believe it was up to about minus 116 this morning. That's what SPJ took when he tailed. But let's put on our math brains. All right, let's talk some numbers. Implied probability. Ever heard of it? This price tag, minus 111. The implied probability that this hits, 52.61%. All right, minus 111, that's what it means. They're implying that this same game parlay hits about 52.61% of the time. We're going to look at Arsenal's entire year. We got a 59 match sample size. They've played 59 competitive matches this year. They've won and stayed under 4.5 total goals in 33 of those contests. They've earned a shutout 30 times as well. All right, looking at those numbers, that means this same game parlay has hit 55.9% of the time in a 59 match sample size. Pretty good. Pretty solid. Let's take it a step further. Let's look at Arsenal's matches at home. They've played 30 competitive contests at the Emirates Stadium so far this season. 30. Pretty decent sample size. Obviously, we'd like it to be more, of course, but 30 matches throughout the year, pretty decent size. They've shut out their opponent in 18 of those matches. They have won and stayed under 4.5 total goals in 19 of those matches. They earn a shutout at home 60% of the time. They win and stay under this total 63% of the time in a 30-match sample size. Let's put on that math brain. Again, 63% versus 52.61%, which is bigger. It's a tough one, I know. But that 63% is bigger than 52.61%. We're getting a great price in my eyes here. I like to get this for plus money, obviously. But minus 111, more than playable, considering how dominant Arsenal has been all year long, but especially at home. At home, it's incredibly tough to score. Arsenal is going to make it incredibly tough to score on Atletico today. They know the offensive firepower Atletico's bringing to London. They respect it. They know their best shot is to not get into a shootout with Atletico. All right, if we see 5 goals in this game, that means Atletico probably wins. But if Arsenal keeps it low scoring, which I have plenty of faith in them doing, they're probably going to win this game. They're probably going to move on to the UCL title. All right, the stakes have never been higher, folks. Both of these teams are 1 win away from the UCL title match. Arsenal hadn't been there in a while. I want to say, let me look it up real quick. But I believe Arsenal has not been in the UCL title in a while. See if they can make it easy on me. Let's see. Last year, semifinals. Year before that, quarterfinals. Round of 16. They were the runner-ups in 2006. There you go. There's the last time Arsenal was in the UCL title match. Runner-ups in 2006. 2 decades later, they're 1 win away from getting back to that title match. In my mind, Arsenal at home today does whatever it takes to get the job done. I love that for this price strip. Plus 120 for Gyökeres to score. I love it. That's why Arsenal brought that man in, was to score. And he's clearly been doing it already this season. I think plus money, that's absolutely a play. And that's what I got in the UCL today. Arsenal and the under 4.5. All reliable. We've bet this plenty this year. We've lost it plenty. We've won with it plenty. I think we cash with it today. Arsenal and the under 4.5, minus 111. Anything under minus 120 is a good price here, in my eyes. KP took it a step further. Added both teams to score. Get it to plus 308. Whew. I don't hate it, KP. But KP, your only results that would give you a win are 2-1 or 3-1 Arsenal. Let's look up those correct score props. Because plus 308, not terrible for a little same game, for a little same gamer. Let's just look up what 2-1 and 3-1 Arsenal would pay if you just wanted to sprinkle on the correct scores instead. 2-1 Arsenal plus 725. 3-1 Arsenal plus 1100. Could be worth maybe splitting whatever wager you're putting on that same game parlay and sprinkling on the correct scores instead. But you're a smart man, grown adult. You can make your own decisions as always. This is what I'm rolling with, Arsenal and the under. I do think Arsenal wins 2-0 at plus 625. I don't see Atletico Madrid scoring in this match. They lucked out with a penalty last time these two teams played. It was a good call. Both penalties were good calls in that first match. But I just think Arsenal's backline is so good at home. We already saw that in the first match they played back in October. Yes, it was back in October, but at home, Arsenal held Atletico to just one shot on frame. They had 8 of their own. Outshot them 19-11. Controlled 52% of possession. I see Arsenal essentially dominating again. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. We're back in the Gunners. Lucky, welcome. How you doing? It's Arsenal in the under today in the UCL. All right, folks, that is what I've got in the UCL today. Where should we go next? Let's go to the ice because there's just one game on the ice. Minnesota and Colorado. Going head-to-head. 3-1 Arsenal, that works. 3-1 Arsenal works. That works for me. That works for KP. That works for everybody. 3-1 Arsenal. Plus 1100. We squad riding? Might have to. All right. You called it. Lucky. 3-1 Arsenal. I'm going to be singing your praises on the Twitter timeline. That's for sure. All right, let's turn to the ice. We got the Wild and the Avs going head-to-head. Are we going to see 15 goals again? I sure hope so, because that was an incredibly entertaining hockey match. The gambling brain in me says to absolutely smash this under. We saw 15 goals last time. We didn't even see... we did see a ridiculous amount of shots. 79 combined shots from these teams. 36 from Minnesota, 43 from Colorado. What goes up must come down. You got that right, Lucky. 5 goals in every single period. I don't know. I don't know how they can repeat that performance, right? I mean, looking at the box scores, both keepers sub 85 save percentage. Wallstead and Wedgwood, both sub 85 save percentage. Could not get the job done. Nathan McKinnon only had 4 total shots, even though he had 3 points. I would maybe look to target a points prop in this game. Now, that kind of contradicts a little bit of what I was saying earlier, just because I do lean with the under. I don't think I'm going to get there with the under. 4-3 Colorado hooks. Yeah, I as much as I love the under, I don't think I'm going to get there. I'm certainly not going to back the over either. We're probably going to see 6 or 7 goals exactly in this game, more than likely. So I don't need to play around with that hook. What I would like to target is maybe a point prop. I'm not going to go... I said it. Drip got me. I'm not going to go like too far down the roster to try and dig for a point prop. I would just think we back one of the studs, assuming we have somewhat of a playable number. Let's look up my guy, Nathan MacKinnon. Hell of a name. Over 4.5 shots on goal plus chicken. Minus 210 for an assist. Minus 120 for 2 points. I think that's fairly playable for 2 points from MacKinnon. He had 3 the last time in game 1. Looking at his playoff game log, I mean, he only cleared in one game against the Kings, but that was game 4. So he's had 3 points in his last 2 games each. Just 7 total in the postseason, in 5 postseason games. But again, 6 of those 7, I did it again, have come in the last 2 games. That one was on purpose, Alex. That one was on purpose. I saw the opportunity. I took it. A power play goal, or a power play point, rather. Power play point is plus money for Mr. MacKinnon. Let's look at game 1. They only had 2 opportunities. They scored on one of them. I think MacKinnon did have a power play point. Let's take a look again. Yeah, MacKinnon did have a power play point last game. Came in the first period, cashed it nice and early. I would worry that they're not going to get the opportunities, though, if Minnesota only had 2 penalties all game. That would worry me a tad. Let's look at Makar's. What's Cale Makar got to do? Cale Makar over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 130, minus 175 for an assist. Nearly 2-1 for a 1.5. Basically the same price for a power play point. Let me pull up Yield Sportsbook and just see what kind of same game parlay we could cook up in this game. For example, if we take Mr. Makar for a point, I mean, Makar and MacKinnon both for a point, minus 226. That's not going to do it. Took them both for an apple. You're getting even money. But again, then we're going to have a MacKinnon hat trick with no assists. I keep pivoting back to MacKinnon for 2 points. I'm seeing minus 111 on the blue book. Let's do some line shopping. Let's see what everybody else is giving us. Because again, I'm willing to lose a unit on MacKinnon just because he is the stud. Minus 135 on the green book. That's really not going to cut it. I would not play minus 135. Marty Nikas for an assist. Plus 106, plus money. Love that. There's minus 120 for 2 points. That minus 111 is still the best number. So look at one more book, see what we come up with. And again, I don't think I'm going to get to the counter with this right here on this show. But I'm going to be back on Bespresso. And I'll be letting you know if I do book this or not. Minus 111 is the best number. I think we're going to leave it alone for right now. Because I don't typically like taking props in games where I lean with the under. Because that just messes up the game script in my mind. Because again, if I lean under 6.5, I only see 6 total goals to go around. Let's call it 4-2 Avs. Do we really trust Nathan MacKinnon to be involved in 2 of those 4 Avalanche goals? To an extent, yes. But we're going to leave it alone. We're going to leave it alone. Alex, I just read your message. We could. That's an option. That is an option. I'm going to leave this one alone. Leaning with McKinnon for a couple of points. Don't know if I'm going to get there. Come back on Betspresso. We'll see if I actually punch that ticket or not. All right, well, that's thoughts on the ice. We got thoughts on the ice at least. Let's move on to the Hoopers. We got 2 NBA games today. Handle is iLucky13 when the Arsenal line smacks. Boom, you got it. You got a lucky. OT. Drip taking the hockey game to go to OT plus 380. That'd be a fun sweat. That's just a fun sweat in general. Betting on a game to go to OT. You're cheering for one team. You're cheering for the other team. You're cheering for offense. You're cheering for defense. A lot to keep up with. A lot of entertainment. All right, let's talk some NBA. Start in the East. Cavs, Pistons, Game 1. Eastern Conference semifinals. Pistons hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. And if we learned one thing from the Cavs' earlier series, it's that they can't win on the road, right? Lost all 3 games at Toronto in their previous series. They won all of them in Cleveland. Shout out to them for getting the job done. But could not show up on the road and defeat Toronto, excuse me. Maybe it was, the international travel playing a role. But Detroit's basically Canada. Detroit's basically... It's up there. It's up there. Lucky and Austin both liking the Pistons. Cade Cunningham assist ladder as well from Lucky. Austin likes the Pistons minus the 3. Looks like it's up to 3.5 on, not on Lucky Rebel, but on a lot of books, actually. It is listed at 3.5. Pretty much everywhere. There are still some flat 3s out there. Lucky Rebel hanging you the best line, minus 3. I mean, that's where my head would be at too. Is the Cavs were so up and down in their series against Toronto. Really couldn't find a groove on the road. Whereas the Pistons are surging in the right direction, right? They have won 3 straight. Comeback series win over Orlando. The spread seems a little short to me, to be honest with you. I would have maybe had the Pistons closer to 5.5 in this game. It looks like Cleveland was able to win 1 in Detroit during the regular season, but that was all the way back in October. Second game in Detroit, late February. It did go to OT. Detroit was able to pull out the win by 3. Beat them in Cleveland again as well in January. Last game in March, Cleveland got the last laugh at home. Tyson, over 10.5 PRA, and Mobley for 2 threes from Mr. Austin. Cade Cunningham cleared over 9.5 assists in one of his last 7 head-to-head. Do I feel like it's going to be that one-sided? Lucky, I don't know if I'm enough of an NBA guy to tell you one way or another. This has to be a Durant series. Yeah. After all the talk of him not showing up last series, yeah, man needs to step up. We got a total of 215. Looks like it's up from 214.5, even up to 216. Do we think the Pistons are going to score tonight? Team total over 108.5. Lucky, appreciate you being here. Enjoy the workday. We'll see you at Betspresso. Thanks for tuning in. Detroit's cleared this 108.5 team total in all three of the last four against Cleveland. They didn't do so in the very first game in October, but they've done so in all three in 2026. 114, 112, 114, 122, and 109. Even in regulation, in that 122 point game, they scored 114 during regulation. Jerry thinks it could be a blowout. Am I overthinking it with the Pistons team total? Do we just take them on the spread and call it good? I mean, the money line's not even that juicy. Team total's good. Believe total's creeped up a couple points. Yep, total looks like it's creeped up a little. 214.5 opener, all the way to 215.5, even 216 on some books. I'm looking at just the money line for the Pistons, and 144 is the best line I'm seeing. That's not terrible juice. What's the Cavs? What did the Cavs give up to Toronto? 102, 112, 120, 93, 126. I think we go with the team total. Pistons just went through the Magic, which is a better defensive team than the Cavs. Therefore, scoring should seem easier, right? I'm in. Over 108.5. Let's do some line shopping. Got to get the best line. It's ticking up, so we're going to snag this now because I don't think we're moving back down. Pistons, team total. Let's see what we can find. 109.5 on the blue book. I think I was seeing 108 somewhere else. This is why we line shop, people. Team props, 108.5 minus 115. There we go. That's on the green book. What else do we got? Cavs, Pistons. Team props. Nope. Totals. Pistons team total. 108.5 minus 125. Yep, that's not doing it. I got 108 for minus 115. Pistons team total is actually a good look. I love it, Jerry. Keep talking me up. Team total. Yep, 108.5 minus 115 is going to be our line, folks. On the green book right now. We're booking it because it looks like it is 109.5 pretty much everywhere else for minus 110. We'll pay a little extra juice for the lower number. Pistons team total over 108.5 minus 115. That has been booked. Bang. There we go. All right. Pistons team total locked in. Cavs suck. Go Motor City. Let's move on to the West. See what we can find. That's a good point, too. Tired legs, lazy defense, a lot of points, easy to score. Detroit team total over. But let's go to the West. Paycom Center, Oklahoma City. Thunder hosting the Lakers, game one of this Western Conference semifinals. And the Thunder, holy crap, laying 15.5. Some fun from KP. Jalen Durant for 14 points. And Oklahoma City first quarter money line. Minus 110. For a little, not a same game parlay, but just a little cheeky two-leg parlay. I like it, KP. Jerry slammed the spread and the team total. Austin likes the Lakers catching the points. Let's dig in and see. OKC won all 4 during the regular season. None of them were particularly close. Back in November, 121-92 at home. In February, 119-110 in LA. 2 games in April, 139-96 in Oklahoma City, 123-87 in LA. It was all Thunder. Jalen Duren. There we have it. That makes sense. It's an E. It's an E, not an A. Duren. They struggle to score against the Rockets. They're in for some hell. Jerry knows his Rockets. To an extent. Right, Jerry? I'm just kidding. That was mean. That was salt in the wound. All right. Thunder won all 4 during the regular season. Coming off, they did not. Did they sweep the Suns? Yeah, they swept the Suns. Coming off sweeping the Suns. Lakers went toe-to-toe with Houston. Took it to 6 games. 1 on the road. Now they got to turn around. Thunder on 4 extra days of rest, it looks like, in this game. Coming off a whole week of rest, actually, are the Thunder. Rockets have a great defense. Thunder even better. Total for this game, 214.5. Down to 213.5. Still a flat 214 on Lucky Rebel. Okay, Austin also liked OKC's team total. Thunder spread. I feel like I don't need to look anywhere else. I feel like it's just OKC team total. And we call it good. Is there any reason the Lakers team total under could be a play? Let's take a look at those lines. The Lakers team total is only 98.5. I don't think I'm going to be able to take that. But Thunder team total over 114.5. Trust the Thunder scoring. Fair. And again, if the Thunder score 130, they don't care if the Lakers get to triple digits. I don't think I'm going to be cute with the Lakers. I think it's the Thunder team total or nothing. Nice and chalky. Both home favorites to score. What could go wrong? Lakers are in for a wake-up call. I think I like it. Thunder nice and rested. Again, have not played in a full week. Yeah, Thunder up by 25 exactly. They're going to turn off the defense, so steering me away from Lakers team total under. But I think we're just going to go with Thunder team total. Pistons team total, Thunder team total. Keep it easy. Keep it simple. Let's line shop. We'll see what we got. Oklahoma City, 114.5, minus 125. I know we can find better. SGA won't play the fourth quarter. Yeah, I could see it. Got to save those legs. NBA Thunder team props. Oh my goodness. Come on. Team props. There we have it. 114.5 minus 115. That'll do. Check out the Subway book. 114.5 minus 115. Same line. Lakers know what they're walking into with OKC. Be interesting to see how they game plan. Well, the game plan better not be limit scoring because we need the Thunder to score. 115.5 or minus 104. Yeah, 114 minus 115. That's going to be our best line. That's what we're going to take. And we're just going to take this. We're just going to take this right now. Total has moved down, right? Do we need to wait? How far down is this total going to move? $214.5 opener. Down to a flat 214 on Lucky Rebel. I'm even seeing 213.5 on some books. I hate being so nitpicky. I'm going to wait. We're going to wait. We are going to book this. All right, we are going to book this. This game not until 7:30 tonight. Nearly got 8 hours to wait on this game. See if this line ticks down an extra point. And that's all we're looking for. Is one more point down. And if we get 113.5, the 8 hours of waiting is worth it. We're going to hold off, but we will be backing the Thunder on the team total today against the Lakers. Come back on Betspresso. I'll sell it for you then. But Pistons team total has been booked. Pistons team total over 108.5. And then we will be playing the Thunder team total, likely 114.5, which they've cleared with ease every time against the Lakers. Which they cleared with ease in every single game against the Suns. Let's go, Jerry. Yep, that's what we got. Pistons team total, booked. Thunder team total, we're going to wait. We're going to wait. Shaggy getting as chalky as possible on the hardwood. It is what it is. That's what we got. Pistons, Thunder, team totals. That's what we got. Hey, you guys love it, and I love all of you. I would not be able to do this without my NBA quants, let me tell you. I'd have to listen to Alex if you guys weren't in chat. That's a delayed reaction from a man down there.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Come on now.
I wasn't saying it as a bad thing. I was just stating a fact. It's true. If they weren't here, I would be forced to listen to you. Not a bad thing. Maybe I did say it with a little negative connotation, but, you know. Oh, we have fun on this show, chat. Appreciate you guys being here as always. On the morning spread, like I said, you're stuck with me for the next 11 minutes. Nothing directly following the morning spread, but come back later at 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. We got a duo of shows for you today. Afternoon Betspresso and Puckett live on the channel later this evening. What else do we need to chit-chat about? I got more soccer, but I'm also going to save that for Betspresso, again, because I need things to talk about during Betspresso. But we do have the CONCACAF Champions Cup tonight. Nashville trying to dig themselves out of a hole on the road against Tigres UANL. There's my scribbles for that match. Got a little same-game parlay in there for the kiddos. It's also plus money if you're into that sort of thing. A little plus money same-game parlay in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. And then again, we've also got some baseball that I will be holding on to until Betspresso, but you can go read about it right now at bettingnews.com. Dodgers and the Astros going head-to-head tonight in Houston. Almost called it Minute Maid Park. It is not Minute Maid Park anymore. It starts with a D now. Daikin Park, is that how you pronounce it? Sure. Daikin. D-A-I-K-I-N. Daikin Park. Gotta be careful with that one. But Astros, Dodgers going head-to-head in Houston tonight. We got a pick in that game. A little player prop, actually, if you're into that sort of thing. So, peep those scribbles at bettingnews.com. I'll be back on Betspresso to sell you on them later. But we got 10 minutes left. And I think it's time for some trivia. So let's get my man Alex up here. Let's pull up the Daily Dozen. Let's do some trivia, and we'll send you all on your merry way. Appreciate you guys being here. As always, I always click the wrong share screen button for whatever reason. Don't know why. Probably just going to exit out of this window, make everything perform much smoother. Let's do it, Alex. Let's do it. I see a green board. I'm envisioning a green board. Let's get it done.
I see. I don't see purple.
Tyrod Taylor. He's been the week 1 starting QB for 4 AFC franchises: the Bills, the Chargers, the Texans, and
the Ravens. Ravens, right?
I wanted to say Browns.
What? Who am I thinking of? The Ravens. I was thinking Ravens or Jets.
Jerry's got it. It's the Jets. Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking Browns.
I don't know why I was thinking Ravens.
It's not the Jets.
I swear to God, if it's the Ravens. What? Who? Because it's Tyrod Taylor that plays for the Ravens, yeah?
That's Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I'll be honest. I think it's the Browns. We're going to come back and double dip on that one. That's A-okay, Jerry. Appreciate you. Yeah, GB Pack knows. All right, that's okay. We'll double dip. NHL. Before losing to the Devils in the conference finals, this team took down the Penguins in the 2000 Eastern semifinals in a series where Game 4 went to 5 overtimes. Now, Alex was not born in 2000.
No, I'm irrelevant here.
My hockey, I am too, because I famously state my hockey knowledge does not go back past 2019. 2019 is the cutoff for my hockey knowledge. Everything past that, no idea. So, chat, if we've got any NHL people in here, please let us know. Because I really don't necessarily have a guess, even. I mean, I can name some Eastern Conference teams, but I don't know how helpful that's going to be. They took down the Penguins in the semifinals, meaning they would be more than likely from the opposite division of the Penguins.
That's good analysis, yeah.
That's something. You know, there's a chance that they could have been, the wild card from the same division, but likely not. I got nothing. Chat's not helping us out, so we're just going to move on. Yeah, we're just going to leave that alone.
This is you.
Providence point guard. He won the Big East Player of the Year in 2015 and 16 before becoming a top 5 pick. Top 5 pick in 2016 or 17. My mind is completely blank. This would have been Ed Cooley era. I have no earthly idea, and I know I'm going to know it as soon as I read it.
I think you will.
I
don't know players' colleges past 2020
right.
when I started actually paying attention to sports when I turned 8.
I'm trying to think because I'm trying to think of the 2016 NBA draft. What draft class was that? That was Ben Simmons, I think.
Or was that 2017?
I don't know. We're gonna move on. That one's gonna come back to bite me.
Yeah.
Dunn?
Dunn? Like Chris Dunn on the Clippers? No, why not?
I don't have a better guess.
It's an answer. Dude.
LT knows ball. Let's go. GB Pack knew it as well. Let's go. Come on, team. All right, 1979. One of the co-founders of Aldi, Theo Albrecht, purchased this grocery chain known for selling almost all of its products under its own label and buying from local vendors. Is this
it's a grocery store?
Yeah, is this Natural Grocers or something like that?
Is it like a Hy-Vee thing?
I guess, yeah, but I feel like it's got to be more national.
Yeah,
Hy-Vee's pretty
it says
regional.
local in the prompt. So maybe it's like you got 2 locations per state type of thing.
Right.
So it could be.
What about? I don't think Trader Joe's is right. Okay.
It's a guess.
Hey, look at that! Look at that! Let's go, KP.
This guy's a stud.
Named after a species of deer, typically found in colder climates, this coffee chain, founded in Minnesota, has grown to over 800 locations. Is this Caribou Coffee?
Caribou Coffee.
I was going to right. Yeah.
No other coffee.
All right. Cool. We're on a roll. Created by Mick Jagger and Martin Scorsese, this HBO period drama following a 1970s New York record executive lasted only 1 season due to high production costs.
Well, if it's Mick Jagger, you would think it's musically focused.
Well, the show does follow a 1970s New York record executive.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would assume it's musically inclined.
Yep, I'm with you right there.
Well, if it's got Mick Jagger and records in it, I would assume there is, in fact, probably a good soundtrack to this as well.
I think you're right. I think there's music involved in this show that follows a music record executive.
There's probably a significant amount of music in this show.
I would think so. I've got no guess though.
Neither do I.
0. All right, moving on. Let's go try to movies.
It's a movie.
Starsky and Hutch. That's so easy.
Wow. There you go.
Owen Wilson, Ben Stiller, 2004 buddy cop. Starsky and Hutch. Easy. With over 2 billion Spotify streams, what band released the 2013 song Why'd You Only Call Me When You're High?
Arctic Monkeys.
Is that right?
Arctic.
There we go. Arctic. Nicely done. Identify the 2 celebrities. I got nothing.
That looks like something out of a horror film. If you ask me.
Its smile is so defining, but I can't get away from the rest of the face.
I can't stop looking at the face.
I'm trying to figure out who the dude is. And I know it's not like BJ Novak. I know that's not his hair.
Let's pivot to the hair. Who is rocking a quiff like that?
Is that Nathan from Nathan For You?
Henry Cavill?
I mean, I don't have a better guess.
Neither do I.
I don't have a better guess. What about the chick?
Who was the actress that was the nun in the Conjuring series?
I just would not.
That looks like the nun. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I really don't.
The nun.
The nun from Conjuring.
And see the smile. That kind of looks like the nun.
Bonnie Aarons.
You picking up what I'm putting down here?
I can't even guess.
Damn.
Who plays it? I don't know. I give up. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Only 16% on the celeb mashup. Allison Brie. I should have gotten that. I should have gotten Allison Brie. Ashton Kutcher, I probably wasn't going to get. I would not have gotten Ashton Kutcher out of that.
2.5 Men. Good show.
Great show. NHL, it was the Flyers. Would not have gotten that. NFL, it was the Browns, damn it.
Browns.
And TV, Vinyl.
Oh, What do you know? It's music related.
No, wild.
Sky's blue, Bisney.
Get this guy out of here. Yeah, exactly. Sky's blue. All right, folks. Well, that is all we got. Tune back into Betspresso later this evening, 4 o'clock Central. 4 o'clock Central, 4 hours. We're back with Betspresso and Puckett. 2 shows this afternoon and evening for you. 1 play this afternoon. Arsenal on the money line and under 4.5 minus 111. All reliable same game parlay hits 63% of the time at Emirates Stadium this year. Give me the Gunners and the under. We'll be back for Betspresso. I'll have some baseball. I'll have some hockey. I'll have some NBA. We already are on the Pistons team total over 108.5 at minus 115, and we're waiting on the Thunder team total to hopefully maybe tick down a point for us. All right, that's all I got. We are out of here. We're skedaddling, but we'll be back in 4 hours for Betspresso, so we will see you all there. Enjoy your Tuesday afternoon. Catch you later for Betspresso. Adios.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. Rolling. What you gonna do? Rolling. What you gonna do? Down in the rolling. What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit. What you know about